Hello friends, and welcome back to my cottage. My name is Crystal and I'm an interior designer here at the cottage, and I'm also an interior designer with Caudill Investments and Design, where my husband and I invest in old houses and we create beautiful new homes for our clients. In today's video, you're not going to see me renovating or decorating anything. Instead, I'm going to share with you guys the top 10 trends that we're seeing in the housing industry for 2023. I'm so excited about these design trends because they're a lot of the things that I love, and it's also the way that I've designed my house and the way that I decorate my house. And I'm seeing a lot of other people decorating their homes and designing their homes like this over the last few years as well. So I think you're going to love these 2023 design trends. Let's talk about the design term, design trend. What is a trend? A trend is simply a general direction in which something is developing, growing, and changing. So when we talk about interior design trends and interior decor trends, we're simply talking about how that design and decor is changing from last year to this year. Again, we're always changing and we're always growing. So don't let the term trend kind of veer you away. I know a lot of people will say, well, I don't follow the trends. I decorate my home based on what I like and how I feel. And yes, those things are very important. We always want our home to be a canvas where we paint our own story and we tell our own story. Our homes are a place where we show people where we've been, where we are, and where we're going to be. And so that is very important, and we should never lose sight of that. However, it is important to keep up with trends because we want to keep our home on the modern side as well. And as we trend upward, we're growing upward and we're modernizing more and more. So when you go to sell your home, buyers are going to be more inclined to buy your home over someone else's based on whether or not you are growing with the trends and modernizing your home over time. It'll also make your home sell worth a lot more. So 2023 is going to be all about taking that collected, historic feel from years past, and we're going to be focusing on reinterpreting those older fashions with a modern twist. A lot of us have been doing this in our homes over the last few years, but in 2023 we're going to really start to see this take off even more, and we're going to start seeing people bring in more of the vintage items and just the nostalgic items that really remind us of homes past. Interior design trend number one for 2023 is going to be an introduction into those rich, earthy colors. So we've already started seeing this, in years past, as I've said, but this year we're really going to start seeing those big, bold, rich, just deep, moody colors really coming in front and center. Color is the most important thing in interior design. It sets the mood for your home and overall gives your home the general look that you're going for. So brighter, whiter, gray colors, those colors are a little bit more sterile and cold looking, and we're starting to break away from those colors. Those were very much in the farmhouse style era, and now we're starting to see more beiges and taupes and off-whites and creams and things like that in our home. And a lot of it is because we're spending a lot more time at home and we just want our home to feel cozy and warm and comfortable. However, this year we're taking a step up from those neutral beiges and those cozy creamy colors, and we're going a step further and we're diving into those rich, deep, moody colors. So this year you're going to see a lot of those deep chocolate browns. You're going to be seeing a lot of the Kona colors, such as the floor that I have here. My fireplace mantle, my kitchen cabinets, all of that are a deep Kona coffee colored, almost like a coffee bean. So we're going to be seeing a lot more of those colors come about as well. And again, just creating a little bit more moodiness and just taking those calm, natural colors just a step further. We're also going to be seeing rooms that are monochromatic in color. So what I mean by that is we're going to start seeing rooms that are all the same color. Ceilings, trims, walls, doors, entryways. So we're taking a room and we're painting it all the same color. And we're doing this with those rich, deep, moody colors. So those dark chocolates and those Kona coffee colors, and we're just creating a sense of a cocoon is what I like to call it. So I call it the cocooning effect. So we're taking rooms, we're making them all the same color, and it just gives us a sense of security and of warmth and just like being wrapped in a blanket. Now, while monochromatic rooms are coming back and coming into style again this year, we want to be careful if you're implementing monochromatic rooms into your home. First off, if you do want to create a monochromatic room, you need to make sure that your space is big enough for that. So if you have a small room and you're painting it all the same color in a rich, moody color, then that room is going to appear even smaller and maybe even claustrophobic feeling. So when you're doing a monochromatic design, you want to make sure that you have tall ceilings and that your room is plenty big enough. Again, these deep, rich, moody colors, light doesn't bounce off of them like the white colors. So we want to make sure that our room is big enough to not feel overwhelmingly crowded. Also, when we're creating these monochromatic rooms, I think it's important to have some type of a design on your wall, whether it's wainscoting or the framework that we see going into a lot of houses. Again, this type of wall work and wall patterns were in older colonial homes. And again, because we're bringing historic designs back, we're starting to see this again. And I think the framework on the walls and the wainscoting really looks good when you're creating a monochromatic room. So those are just some ideas and some tips to keep in mind. Again, if you have a home that is smaller and all of the rooms are smaller, here at the cottage, some of our rooms are a little bit smaller, some of the living spaces. So what I like to do to incorporate those rich, moody colors is to do an accent wall. So instead of painting everything those rich, moody colors, I have decided to take an accent wall and create my moodiness there on those walls instead of doing the whole entire room. Again, when you're working with colors, you want to create a good balance. So aside from the monochromatic rooms, if you're not doing a monochromatic room, blend your darker, rich, moody colors with your lighter colors. And it just really creates a sense of balance, and I just think makes your home look more elegant. Interior design trend number 2 for 2023, we are going to be seeing wallpaper come back. So again, we're taking something that was used in older homes years and years ago, and it kind of went out of style for a little bit, but now we're seeing wallpaper make a major comeback. Now, the wallpaper that I'm talking about is a little bit different than what used to be used. When we moved into the cottage in 2020, there was still some wallpaper up, and you could tell wallpaper had been painted over. And the wallpaper that was in this home was a lot of just vibrant floral patterns, and there was some border with cars and trucks and little boys and things like that. So we're not seeing that kind of 90s wallpaper and 80s wallpaper. Instead, we're seeing a more traditional style of wallpaper. People are using wallpaper that just has texture, bringing texture into their walls. You're seeing wallpaper with stone and brick designs. That's what I use here at the cottage. And I've done several accent walls with the brick, look just because the outside of the cottage is brick. So again, I was wanting to bring some of those earthy elements from the outside in, and so I decided to create some brick walls with wallpaper. If you are using a floral pattern or any other type of pattern in your space, that is okay. Just make sure that it's not so overwhelming and the pattern is so strong that it creates a sense of being too busy. Interior design trend number 3 is a built-in shelving. We have already started to see this come back into style over the last few years, but 2023 we're going to be seeing that even more. And again, as people custom build and have new builds for their own homes, they are starting to incorporate these built-in shelvings. Again, built-in shelving was big in older days, and then they kind of went out of style for a while because people were going with a cleaner, modern, minimalistic look. But now, as we are getting back into the collected and the vintage look, which I'll be talking about in this video in just a few minutes, that style is coming back as well. People are wanting shelves to display those collected items and things that mean a lot to them, and also a place to show off things that tell the story about who they are and tell a story about their home. So we're going to see those shelves come back into style. We're going to see them built around fireplaces and entertainment centers. We're going to see them in offices more, and also in butler pantries and libraries and things like that. So if you have built-in shelves in your home, utilize those and make the most out of them. Again, we talked about those rich, moody colors. People are painting their built-in shelving in those rich colors, and they look fantastic. So built-in shelves are a go for 2023. Design trend number 4 for 2023 is going to be the use of raw, organic, earthy, natural materials. So we've already started to see a lot of this come into play over the last few years, especially as we've been spending more time at home. We've already started seeing those wood beams come into play, and those are going to be even bigger this year. We're going to see the old barn wood coming back in. It's going to be on our walls. It's going to be on our door frames. It's going to be on our ceilings. We're also going to be seeing the raw wood look in our furniture, our coffee tables, our dining room tables, and things like that. So we're really breaking away from the cherry wood colors and the orangey wood colors, and we're really going with a more raw, natural, organic look in our wood for our homes. We're starting to see cedar posts on our porches and cedar window shutters, and we've incorporated some of those things here at the cottage already as well. We're also going to be getting rid of carpet. We're going to be seeing hardwood flooring really coming back, which it has already started to do that. But I think as we progress more and more, we're going to be seeing carpet being done completely away with, maybe except for bedrooms and things like that. So hardwood flooring with nice area rugs is really what is trending. Ceramic tile, terracotta, brick flooring in your kitchen rather than linoleum. And again, this is just bringing those earthly raw elements into your home, but it also makes your home look more designer, and it makes it look wealthier as well. We're also going to be seeing the use of more wrought iron, copper, and things like that. We're going to be using chandeliers more, and sconces, and things that you would see in France and Italy, and kind of how they design. And we're also going with bigger objects. So we're bringing in those big wood beams, those big sconces, and just making everything bigger and grander in our homes for 2023. We're also going to be using these natural organic materials in our decor. So not just how we build and design a space, but also how we decorate that space. So you're going to be seeing a lot of terracotta vases, stone pots, stone trays, wooden trays. And again, we've already started to see a lot of those decor pieces come into play over the last few years. But this year, it's really going to be a hot item to see some of those organic stone pieces in your everyday decor. We're also going to be seeing a lot of wicker furniture, wicker baskets, wicker wall hangings, again bringing in some of that woody textured look into our homes. We're also going to be seeing a lot more granite and marble styled countertops, marble countertops with the deep veining in them, butcher block countertops, those are also becoming really popular, and even concrete countertops as well. So again, straying away from some of those cheaper building materials with more elegant, raw, rich materials that we find outside. Interior design trend number 5 for 2023 is one of my favorites, and from everyone else that I've seen on YouTube and in the interior design world, you're going to love this one as well. But it is the collected nostalgic look. Now, what I mean when I say the collected look is collecting things over time. So usually if you go to your grandmother's house, you would see things that she had collected over time from when she was a little girl. And a lot of those things would be older and more vintage looking. And maybe you haven't had a chance, or you've not lived long enough to actually have the natural, organic, collected look in your home. But that's why we have vintage shops and thrift shops and places like Goodwill and Facebook Marketplace. These are all great areas to go and shop for vintage, old-timey pieces. And I've collected several of those pieces that I've bought secondhand and incorporated those into my home as well. So again, because we are at home more, we want our home to have that collected feel, and just to remind us and give us those feelings of nostalgia and of childhood and of years past, and just to create a more warming, cozier sense of home. Some ways to incorporate the collected look into your home is going to be bringing in, like I said, some of those older vintage pieces that you love. Also bringing in oil paintings with gilded ornate frames and golden frames. Those gold ornate frames are really making a big statement and a big comeback for this year as well. And just bringing in historical books and vintage books or old telephones. I went and bought an old Victorian telephone and an old record player as well. So just going out and buying some of those ornate, older vintage items. Interior design trend number 6 is greenery and plants. So we have seen people bringing in greenery, bringing those outdoors in again over the last few years, but this year it is really becoming an even bigger thing. So we're not just bringing the greenery into our homes, but we're creating whole nurseries outside. So people are really loving tending to their gardens and to their plants. Again, we're staying at home more, so it just gives us something to do that also allows us to connect with the earth. And again, the 2023 design trend for this year is that historic, earthy, being one with the earth and with creation and who we were created to be. So having little gardens outside and greenhouses outside and bringing plants inside just really connects us and grounds us and kind of gives us a sense of purpose. So they're beautiful, they create elegance in our home. Real plants inside the home give off oxygen and just creates happier environments in your home. And so If you don't have real plants in your home, maybe work on getting some of those this year. Of course, you can always opt for faux greenery as well, but whatever design trend you have, whatever you're doing, incorporate some greenery. Bring in some olive trees and some plants, and it will really elevate and give your space that sense of elegance. Design trend number 7 is large windows and natural light. So we're really seeing a lot of new build homes being built with ceiling to floor windows, letting in all of that natural light. Again, because we're home a lot more than what we used to be, people want that natural light. They want that sun shining in, and they want that vitamin D. And again, it just opens up the home. It makes it feel light and airy, and it also just steps your home up from that fake light that we get from lamps and things like that. Those are also good, but nothing beats that natural light bouncing off your walls and just letting the sunshine in and creating just a sense of calmness and earthiness into our spaces. If your home has smaller windows and you don't get the luxury of having those ceiling to floor windows, then you can always take your smaller windows and you can create them to look even bigger. They may not necessarily let in more sunlight, but you can appear to have a bigger window. Ways you can do that is by hanging your curtains kind of ceiling to floor, creating a puddle effect on the floor. You can also go out further than the actual window as well. If you have blinds hanging on your small windows, I would encourage you to remove those blinds and just hang sheer curtains instead. I know you may want some privacy, especially if your homes are closer to others or you don't want people peering in. You could also do a heavier curtain on the outside and then sheared curtains kind of in the middle, and then you can just pull those sheer curtains together during the day, and then at night pull your heavier curtains together. So again, this is going to make your windows look a lot bigger, creating that effect of more natural light to be able to come in even though you can't. Design trend number 8 that we're going to be seeing a lot of this year is the use of outdoor living spaces. And again, because we are all staying at home more, we're wanting to get outside more and not be cooped up so much. So those outdoor living spaces allow us to do that. So you're going to be seeing homes with a lot more outdoor kitchens or pergola areas or covered porch areas where you can put a swing or some rocking chairs or some wicker furniture, maybe a grill, just a place where you can go outside and relax, but it also be covered and it also be another additional living space that's not necessarily all the way closed in. If you've been thinking of creating outdoor living spaces in your home, but you haven't done that yet, then maybe this year, 2023, is the year to do that. And if you are thinking of selling your home in the future, buyers are going to be more inclined to buy your house because of those outdoor living spaces. Outdoor playgrounds, anything for the kids to do outside will also be a big plus for 2023, especially if you're selling your home. Number 9 for our interior design trends is we're going to be seeing more intricate, whimsical details. So we're going to be seeing these on our walls, and these are kind of what I talked about earlier with the framing effects, the wainscoting, things like that on our walls. We're also going to be seeing those with the wooden beams on our ceilings, but we're also going to be seeing a lot more whimsical details on our furniture. And I love this trend because it's one I've already incorporated into my home and onto my furniture because I do decorate with a French country aesthetic. So if you can see on this little French chair here behind me, you can kind of see the little carvings in the wood here. And this is what I'm talking about with intricate, whimsical details. So we're going to be seeing a lot more of that in our framing, on picture frames, on mirrors, on furniture, on table legs, and things like that. So some ways to add these little whimsical details are also going to be to get rid of furniture that's very square and boxy. That was more farmhouse style. And to bring in some furniture that is more round and has more curved features. We're also going to be seeing fringe and scalloped edges and things like that on our furniture. So again, something to just kind of make our eye float across the room instead of everything being boxed and kind of framed in. So again, if you need to bring some of those whimsical ideas into your home, you can buy little wooden ornate objects that you can glue onto your furniture and paint over. You could add fringe and tassels onto your curtains, and you can buy furniture that has more of the rounded edges rather than the rectangular square edges. And number 10, and our last and final trend that we are going to be seeing making a big comeback in 2023, it's going to be the use of hobby recreational rooms, butler pantries, libraries, things like that. So again, this goes back to the historical homes as well, with the use of libraries and butler pantries. We saw those in older homes because people did spend a lot of times at home, and their kitchens, they had a kitchen off of their kitchen for extra stoves and cooking appliances, and to just be able to store extra food. And then of course they had libraries where they would study and work from as well. So those are making a huge comeback for 2023. We're also going to be seeing hobby and recreational rooms. So these rooms may be an in-home theater or a game room. Here at the cottage, I have a music room where I have my piano and my record player because I love writing music and playing my piano. And I also love to go in there and study and just have quiet and relaxing time. So again, because we're staying at home more, we need rooms designed around things where we can be entertained and we don't have to leave the house for entertainment. So again, with the outdoor recreational spots and the indoor recreational spots, just making our home a place that really is more of our sanctuary, where we can come, we can relax, we can go do the things that we love to do, and we're not having to leave the house and spend a lot of money to do those things. Well, friends, that about wraps it up for our interior design trends for 2023. Let me know what design trends that you like and what design trends you're not liking for this year. Also, let me know if there's any trends that I've left out that you guys may see that are coming back into style and starting to trend for this year. We're really starting to see more and more design trends come and go rather than lingering for years at a time like we have in the past. And I kind of like that. I like the change and I like the growth, but more importantly, I love that we're getting back to our historical roots and to our natural roots. And I love all the warm, earthy tones and colors that we're implementing into our home. And I love that we're making our homes sanctuaries. So again, friends, thank you for all your love and support on this channel, and let me know in the comments what you're doing in your home for 2023. I hope you guys have a great week.